자, 그러면 1월 17일 화요일 모닝 헤드라인스 뉴스캐스터 레이와 함께 시작합니다.
Authorities have urged the public to take extra precaution against smishing scams ahead of the Seol holiday, amid a rise in fake text messages appearing to be from delivery services.
설 연휴를 앞두고 택배 등을 사칭한 문자메시지가 늘어나면서 정부 당국은 스미싱 피해에 대한 국민들의 각별한 주의를 당부했습니다.
China has surpassed Germany to become the world's second largest car exporter, with electric vehicles being a significant factor, according to a manufacturers association.
중국이 독일을 제치고 세계 2위 자동차 수출국이 됐다고 중국자동차공업협회가 밝혔습니다. 수출 증가는 전기차 판매 덕분인 것으로 나타났습니다.
Mexico has brought into force one of the world's strictest anti-tobacco laws by enacting a total ban on not only smoking in public places, but also the advertising, promotion, and sponsorship of tobacco products.
멕시코가 세계에서 가장 엄격한 수준의 금연법 시행에 들어갔습니다. 모든 공공장소에서의 흡연뿐만 아니라 담배 광고, 판촉 및 후원도 금지됩니다.
Paris Mayor Anne Hidalgo has said the city will hold a referendum asking residents to vote on whether to allow electric scooter rental services to continue operating in the city, as authorities weigh banning the controversial for-hire vehicles.
프랑스 파리시가 전동 스쿠터 대여 서비스 금지를 검토하고 있는 가운데 안 이달고 파리시장은 이에 대한 시민 찬반 투표를 할 예정이라고 밝혔습니다.
Treasure hunters are flocking to New York City's East River after a guest on a popular podcast claimed a boxcar of valuable prehistoric mammoth bones was dumped into the river in the 1940s.
유명 팟캐스트의 한 출연자가 1940년대에 뉴욕 이스트 리버 강에 값비싼 선사시대 매머드 뼈가 버려졌다고 말하자 보물 사냥꾼들이 무더기로 해당 강물에 뛰어들고 있다고 외신이 전했습니다. And those are our headlines today. Morning Headline Expressions. The first expression to look at from our headlines is to take precaution.
Take precaution. Be extra careful, especially if you know that there is a potential danger or risk. So if you heard there was a huge for example, rainstorm coming at night, you might really make sure you check all your windows, make sure they're locked properly, for example.
Exactly. Be really, really careful. That's what taking precaution is. 각별히 주의를 기울이는 거죠. 근데 거기다 extra까지 더 넣으면 강조가 되는 겁니다. Take precaution. The word pre in there implies that you are doing it in advance.
Exactly.
Before something happens.
You think there's a chance that something, there is a potential risk or a potential danger.
Yeah.
So you're being extra careful.
Exactly.
Before it happens.
Yeah. So the first headline was about smishing. We obviously don't want to be scammed.
Right.
So to know in advance is very useful. As opposed to, after it happens, then there are things we would have to do then. But this is talking about just be aware of it. Make sure that you're very careful. If you get a strange text message, don't click on it.
If you're not expecting a delivery, then really figure out if this is legitimate. And also, if you get a message saying that you had some traffic violation, check that. If it tells you where you were, or even just don't click any link from that.
Exactly.
Call up the office if you think you may have done it.
Yeah, and some of these are really cleverly written. Some of them will say, is this your delivery? We just want to check,
Yeah.
And you think, oh, did I deliver something? Or did someone deliver it in my name? No, don't check.
No.
Maybe if there's a particular delivery service, you might want to call them up and just go through the normal route.
Right. If you're ever always look for phone numbers and say, you know what, I'm going to give you a call.
Take precaution. 자, 주의를 기울이는 거고요. 그 다음에는 a significant factor.
A significant factor, something that played a major role
Yes.
in whatever it is that ended up happening.
Every member of our team is significant. That means very, very important. 사람도 significant 할 수 있고 어떤 요소 하나하나도 significant 할 수 있죠. 그래서 EVs were very significant when it came to China exporting a lot of vehicles last year.
Right, and moving up to the second spot.
Yeah,
and they're,
that's right.
they're nipping at Japan's heels.
That's right.
It won't be very long until they take over.
Oh, do you think China will soon
That's
be number
that's
one?
what analysts are saying. And if you look at it, right, we're only looking at a difference of 100,000 vehicles or something like that. So it's probably not very. I wouldn't be surprised if next year we're saying China is the number one car exporter in the world.
It could happen. The next expression is to bring into force.
Bring into force. Usually we're talking about some type of new law. So when you bring it into force, it is now in effect.
Yes.
The police authorities can start enforcing that law and giving out fines or punishment if you break the new law.
네, 법 같은 것을 시행할 때 우리가 bring into force라고 하고요. 또 다른 말로 enforce라고도 할 수 있습니다. en을 붙여서요. The next expression is to weigh something.
Weigh something. So when you're making a decision, I always think of those old scales where you can put things on one side and then it goes up or down. So when you have a decision to make, you're thinking about the pros and cons of it. Right? And the scale is tipping, whichever one ends up. If you end up having, you know what, there's more cons to doing this, then you're probably not going to go ahead and do it. If you feel like, you know what, there are more pros, I'm going to benefit, more advantages to doing this, I'm going to go ahead and do it.
Exactly. In Paris, should they keep the rental scooter services? Should they not keep the rental scooter services?
People are throwing them in the river. They're riding on the sidewalk.
Which way should we go?
But at the same time, we got pollution issues. There's traffic. There's too many cars. Maybe they are good.
They're weighing the options.
Yeah. And sometimes it's not easy.
That's right.
Depending on the decision.
The final expression is to dump something.
To dump something, throw it out.
Throw it out.
Right? Yeah. And usually when we hear this word, when I hear it, I think you're kind of illegally throwing something away where you're not allowed to.
Okay.
Right? You just chuck garbage in the river, which no one should do, but some people do that, right? Or you throw garbage in the mountain or something away. Throw it away.
네, dum프는 이렇게 다 버린다 이런 느낌이에요. 우리 덤프 트럭도 있잖아요. 그래서 사람한테 썼을 때는 이제 남녀관계에서 차일 때 I was dumped. 아니면 I dumped someone 이렇게 말하면
Oh, you're telling a story. Okay. I thought you were actually telling us a story.
그게 차이는 거 이런 의미가 있고요. 뭐 다른 의미로도 dump 다양하게 쓸 수 있습니다. 자, 이렇게 헤드라인에서 나온 표현들 리뷰해봤습니다. 모닝 헤드라인 expressions는 오디오 어학당과 유튜브에서 무료로 다시 듣기 하실 수 있습니다.